Welcome back to Coffee and Clocks, the show where we find out what makes people tick and we learn about their favorite watches. I'm your host, Omar Din, along with Tom Cassidy. And today's guest, we have Sam Demaio. Sam is the owner and founder of Showcase Remodels, a contracting company here based out of Washington Township, New Jersey. Tell us about Showcase. Walk us through what are some of the services that Showcase Remodels offers?
So Showcase Remodels is a residential commercial remodeling company consisting of 32 employees, and we specialize in kitchens, bathrooms, custom cabinetry, custom trim work, fireplace remodels, basement remodels, and just a handful of things inside and outside the home. And when people ask me, hey, what do you do with houses? I pretty much tell them the same thing every time. I do everything in your house. I'm really good at everything except for cutting the grass. So anything I'm going to cut the grass, I can do it. So
excellent. So we always like to find out, how do people get into these businesses? You have quite a large company. It's hugely successful. I see that you're working with a lot of professional athletes and celebrities. So there's got to be an amazing story behind where you started from and where Showcase is at today.
Yeah.
So what got you into construction and remodeling? Take us back.
So let me tell you, what got me into construction is I didn't have enough money to pay the construction guys.
I'll do it.
And I wanted to do real estate, and I wanted to do my first property I ever bought. I was 19 years old. I bought a duplex.
Okay.
And I started getting a price for a couple things. I knew there's no way, right at that point, I'd be able to afford that with I worked at Camden County Jail as a correctional officer. My correctional officer salary, and I had a kid on the way.
Oh, wow.
So for me, I think it was more of a necessity for me to learn, and it turned into something I like doing, which turned into Showcase. So what I did was, it's actually a funny story, no one believes me, but I went to Home Depot, I bought the Home Depot 1, 2, 3 book.
I have the same one.
And I would go into each section, and if I needed to change an electrical outlet, I'd go in the little electrical outlet section, learned it. Pavers, same thing outside, learned it. I said, you know what, let me just keep doing it because I actually enjoyed doing it. It was fun. And I kept doing the corrections thing until it got to a certain point. I had 2 employees. I became a police officer. And then once I had my 10 years there, decided let me leave there and do this full time. I had 3 or 4 properties at that time that I had as rentals. And then I bought my first flip property, which I had $30,000 to my name. I bought it with $30,000.
Wow.
So you went all in.
I went all in.
All the chips on the table.
Oh yeah. I said, you know what? Forget the traditional salary
plan.
position with the guaranteed insurance, which guess what? It's not guaranteed anymore. They have to pay for it. So I feel really horrible for them. I mean, but hey, I took that chance, and you work hard. Anyone works hard, and it'll pay off over time.
So continuing along that path of evolution with Showcase, so you started off with a small crew. What were the types of jobs that you were doing in the very beginning, like the earliest days?
So we just stuck to like mostly flooring. It was originally Showcase flooring.
Okay.
So I would just do myself. I would do tile, and I had 1 employee, and that was 22 years ago.
Okay.
So, and then from there, we started doing carpet. I would hire a guy to do carpet for us. We would sell the job. We did carpet tile and then hardwood. And then as we started to go, we started broadening our horizons. I started to get a lot more into the insurance damage industry. Mm-hmm. So I got to understand how we take the jobs apart and then how we put them back together again. And if you do that for long enough period of time, you see the construction of all the houses around here. You start to learn the developments around here. I'll actually know, I go to a development, pretty much know the square footage of each room because I've done almost every one of them in these types of houses, and they're pretty much all the same. That's disgusting. So from there, I kind of took that and I opened walls up, and I kind of know what you can do with these walls from doing for so many. Sure. I come up with some ideas and I incorporate it into my jobs, and I try and make my jobs look different from everybody else's as best as I can, and just keep continuing to growing and learning from other people that's done it or done it longer, or maybe not so much longer, but they've come up with a good idea and they've done it better, and you kind of evolve from there.
So one of the things that I have to say is I've sat side by side with you watching you create, whether it's a kitchen or a bathroom. And there's been times where we've just been sitting there chit-chatting, you with a sketch pad just drawing out kitchens, bathrooms. And it's funny, and upon first meeting you, I would never take you for this highly artistic person. What's your source of inspiration for that?
That's a shot at you.
So it's a great question, it really is. I don't believe I knew that I had any kind of artistic ability throughout grade school and high school at all. I believe that came to me as I started doing things, and like the passion for it became my driving force, and keep doing my projects as the kitchens, the bathrooms, and stuff like that. And the things that I see that I know I could do better, I put them on paper, and I start to bring everything together, and then bring it to a customer and see it, and they like it, and we bring it to life.
Yeah, there's certainly a signature in your design work. And a lot of companies that I've had the privilege of meeting, that are contractors, they typically have an outside designer, but you do all the design work yourself in addition to GCing all of the actual labor itself, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you saying that basically, growing up, I really never worked for another company, knowing what to do and have a guide. So I've almost made my own guide. So I thought in my thinking, hey, I need to do this and I need to do that. And then as I'm sitting here now and we're talking about this, it's taken me this long to realize, hey, every other company has a designer, has a person who does the CAD drawing, has the salesman. I could do all that. So now what we're working on this year to build Showcase.
Yes.
And I know we're going to go into that, but to build Showcase is I'm actually looking to put the people I already have in my company into positions where maybe, hey, I'm the designer, but I'm not the salesman. Or hey, maybe I'm the salesman, but not the designer.
So you're starting to scale and categorize people and create like a more defined structure for each employee.
Yes.
Great.
It's replicatable as well. So like you can have it and you can almost just copy paste and make this scale, like you're saying, to
Yes.
an extent.
Yeah, so a lot of things with construction, you can scale. Roofing, scalable.
Yeah.
Bathrooms, to an extent, scalable. Flooring, scalable. I feel like when you get into custom design work, it's very hard to find someone that can do the design and do the measurement and then be able to talk a different language, because you have to be able to talk different languages in construction.
Sure.
So the computer is one language, right? Your field level crew member is a totally different language. And I think over the years I learned how to deal with different personalities, different people, customers and employees. You gotta be able to keep them happy, because
Communication is key.
Oh yeah, communication with everybody. I mean, if you don't have it together, it just starts to come apart. And to keep everything together, I think it's important to kind of bring that together to make everything work.
So, in the past few years, around the time of COVID, that has produced a lot of changes in a lot of people's lives, in the economy, in the world. And, I've watched the evolution of Showcase. Our friendship dates back, almost 10 years, and I've watched you just grow and grow and grow. There seemed to be a certain point that I feel Showcase just exploded. This was around the time that I saw that you started doing a lot of projects for a lot of like the Eagles players. Talk to me about what happened there? What was at the root of that explosion to really just catapult you to where you're at today?
Gotcha. I would say right place, right time.
Like a lot of things in life.
Oh yeah. Everyone says be lucky. I said no. It's you get out there and you're around people and you're doing things. That's how you get lucky. You don't get lucky sitting home. You go to work, you figure it out. You have no work, you still go to work, and you figure it out, and it just starts to grow. The construction business, I felt like we used to, again, when the economy was different, real estate was different, I would buy a house almost every week, if not every other week, and we'd have plentifulness of houses. And then when that stopped, I still had the construction company, we still had that going. My focus was more on residential construction. I feel more people started, instead of buying those houses because they weren't there, they started putting that money into their house. Mm-hmm. So it shifts the whole market, shifts my whole target market totally around 180, and now I'm doing something totally different. Not that I like it. Now I get to do it for other people instead of myself, because when I bought these houses to flip, I go, you know what, I'm going to do this, and it was always something different than anyone else did when they were doing the flip. Is they're in it for the money. I really wasn't. I was there to say, hey, I can make this look awesome.
But
Practice.
you're doing it for you.
Again, practice for me.
You're doing it for you as opposed to like now you're doing it for somebody who is going to live there and enjoy it.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
do you feel more pressure doing a project for someone else versus doing one of your own?
Oh yeah, the pressure to, and again, a lot of personality and style, there may be conflict. So
Sure.
sometimes, I might not be the right person for a certain individual.
If your design cues don't match up
Yeah.
with that person's
Yep.
dream
Oh yeah,
and
I,
vision.
and I think over time I've been able to figure that out quickly if a customer ain't for me,
Sure.
and if I ain't for that customer.
And that's okay.
And that's fine. I'd rather say, hey, look, this I know this isn't going to work. So might as well not even get started. You know what I mean? Versus a customer, like some of the guys I'm friends with. I can tell you with the Eagles was Vinny Curry. I met him. We hit it right off.
Mm-hmm.
I did his first bathroom. His style is very much like mine.
Okay.
And I ended up doing all of his bathrooms. And
So you could follow your heart in designing these for him, and he just gave you artistic freedom to just create a way.
yes, absolutely. And he sent some ideas. We put it all together, and went from one bathroom. I was there. He had me demoed out the second bathroom before we even done the first. So, and then his basement was completed. After a couple years of knowing him, he had me come in and rip out his whole basement and do it over again. So
What I think is really cool is like I think if you were Vinny Curry, you basically designed the house for yourself. Like I think like a lot of you, like your fingerprints are all over that basement you did for him. If you went to Marshall, I feel like that's exactly how you would have done it. So it's pretty cool to see how you're on the same page with them and you made it happen, and it's exactly what their view was.
Yep. Oh yeah.
What they were looking for.
Another good point that you just brought up. I do everyone's house, whether it be a professional athlete or someone off the street. I take that job that I'm doing for that person very serious. Whether it costs $100 or $1 million, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. Because at the end of the result, I want that customer to be happy as much as I possibly can for them. Because number one, I feel good about myself.
Your reputation's on the line too.
Absolutely. My team, I want to make sure that they have that same feeling going into the job that, hey, we want to make sure we do the best job possible for this customer and that they're happy.
Right.
Now, can we hit every time? No, it's just not going to happen. But do we try and shoot for that? And do we try and implement things into our business plan so we can achieve that? Absolutely. And that's what I'm working on now today with our new software. It's pretty cool. And I'll show you after this video. It's pretty neat. And it's all about scalability. And it's all about ease and making things easier for ourselves, our employees, and then our customers.
So just streamlining the process.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, one really cool thing is that you don't have, like, if you were like, hey, what does Showcase do? There's not like a book that's out there that just says, this is what we do. Like, everything is custom done. Everything is different. Like, I don't think I've ever seen the same.
A cookie cutter.
Yeah, it's not like it's a cookie cutter thing. It's always like, hey, like you said, he's like an artist. He just kind of paints with a brush, and it's like, oh, that's never been done before. So do you find yourself constantly trying to push the envelope to be more creative? Or
Always. Yeah, I wake up in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning some days, and you start looking at stuff, come up with stuff. I have a notebook right next to my bed for 2 reasons. Number one, so I can sleep at night. I learned early, like literally, you got things in your head. If you don't have a notebook right next to you, just write down. You won't be able to go to sleep. So write down, and then ideas. So ideas, it's kind of weird, kind of odd, but I might wake up 3 o'clock in the morning and go, you know what? I got an idea for a bathroom. I start drawing it out. It's the weirdest thing. I'll go back to sleep.
That makes perfect sense. Because Tom, how many times do I send you a text at like 2 in the morning? I'm like, Tom, I had such a great idea.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm sleeping.
Leave me alone.
Oh yeah.
This is my time.
Yep.
So, what plans for the future for Showcase? Where do you see your company going over the next 5 years?
Okay, so a couple things I'm looking to do with the company, in addition to what I do now, is obviously I want to be able to help some of the people that really don't have the money. So maybe a couple times a year, we want to be able to donate a bathroom or a kitchen to a family that's deserving and that's in need.
Okay.
So maybe something tragic happened or they need something. I'm all about that. Number two, what we're looking to do is I'm really liking the building, like new construction.
Okay.
Again, it's new for me, so we're doing a couple now. I don't know if the profit's there, but it's fun.
Yeah.
So you
It is
enjoy it.
fun.
You enjoy
yeah.
it more
Yeah.
than
It's a free power because again, remodeling is awesome. I love it. I've been doing it for a long, long time. And coming in and working with what you got is cool. Taking it apart and rebuild it. But when you have an open palette, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can change whatever you want. When you frame it up, you can come back there again, remove a wall in 10 seconds, and rebuild the wall in 20. So that's kind of where I'm going with the construction part. In addition to, my rental portfolio has been growing over the years. I think if I buy one more, I may possibly get murdered by my wife. Every time I buy one, she says, "That's the last one. We're not buying anything. I'm not paying it." But every year, I think I sneak in a couple. And this year, I snuck in about 10. So
Snuck in 10.
but yeah, I think that's what we're kind of looking at. I'm trying to better the business employee environment also. Come up with some kind of bonus structure, building structure, everything for them too. And then again, I think I want some of my younger employees, I want to be able to show them what I did when I was their age to get where I am now.
It's almost like a mentorship program. I'm thinking even if you where I thought you were going with that is, taking like, younger persons that kind of don't really have a set direction in life, because I know I was one of them when I was younger. I would have loved an opportunity for somebody to take me under their wing and just kind of give me a nudge and just show me, possibilities is really the best that you can do. And sometimes it sticks with people.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's something down the line for you is like like an internship type program.
Yes. Yeah, so far I did do that 2 times.
Oh, wow.
The first time is actually one of your clients.
Oh, yeah?
She wanted me to work with her. I told her we're definitely not for each other.
Yes.
And I told her, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And I told her, listen, if you want to work with me, it's no problem. Come write me a check for $5,000.
Yes.
And guess what she did?
She wrote you a check.
She wrote me a check.
Right.
So I showed her what I do. I showed her how to do it. And I believe she makes money. I haven't talked to her since.
She does fantastic.
Great.
I can vouch for that.
Oh, yeah. So that's, and then an intern, I call him an intern, but he's a great kid. I saw a lot of great qualities in him. He came to me and said, hey, I think I want to be a realtor.
It's a bad profession. Don't be in that.
There's too many realtors out there.
Yeah. And he had money, a decent amount of money for a young man like that hustles. He has an Amazon store. He buys and sells sneakers at a high rate and makes a decent amount of money already with that. He thinks with this real estate is the next way to level up that money, and it really is. So he basically drove around with me for about 4 or 5 months so far, and he knows the construction side. He knows he doesn't want to do that with the customers, but he does want to do the real estate. He became a realtor. He's doing well with that, and I'm really excited for him. So
excellent.
One question for you.
Yeah.
You have to go back. Like, is there ever a time that you pictured where you're at right now when you first started, or did everything just kind of grow insane? Like, did this where you thought you would be?
No. So, I had goals, but not to this extreme. And every goal that I had, I've got, and now I'm trying to figure out different goals. So, I think the answer is no. I had no idea that it would grow to this level at this rate, but it took a long time to get to that. It wasn't like an overnight thing.
It was progressive.
Yeah, it took a lot of years, a lot of hard work, and still a lot of hard work, sleepless nights, but I like doing it. It's fun for me. It's a passion. So anytime, they say it all the time, anytime you're doing something that you love, it's not work, because you spend a lot of time of your life, everyone, working. So you might as well make it something that you like doing.
Absolutely. Now, if you had to give yourself advice, knowing where you're at now, to when you started out, what would be the one thing you're like, hey, if I can give this person advice to make their life easier, what would it be?
It would be invest in yourself instead of investing in stocks.
Okay.
That's what it would be.
So when you say invest in yourself, what do you mean by that?
Self-help, anything. I don't care what it is. It could be Tony Robbins. It could be just read a book. It could be buying a book. That's an investment in yourself.
Educating yourself.
I feel like so many times people are investing in these companies and hoping for the best that those people are doing. Why not take that same money, invest it in yourself to grow yourself, and guess what? If it doesn't go well, it's because of you.
Wow.
If no one to blame but yourself.
Yeah, but cool.
So
let's get into some watches.
Yeah, we've got this nice little buffet here. So let's walk through here. So first I see a Breitling Avenger here. Mind if I take this off?
Sure.
All right. So we've got the big boy here. So Sam, tell me about your Avenger here.
Okay, so this is the Avenger. This was my first watch that cost me over $200. I probably have about 30 watches that are anywhere from $20, Seiko, Timex, Watches like that. This is my first watch, probably over that $200 mark, and I really like the Breitling face. I like that it's big. I like that it's a little flashy with the little diamonds around it. And this was a Christmas gift.
It doesn't matter how big it is.
No. Well, they say about the size, but I tend to differ sometimes. It's always that smaller one that's saying that, hey, look, size doesn't matter. Well, guess what? Let me tell you something. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, the watch.
Sorry, all you small watches.
But yeah, this watch was a gift from my wife on Christmas, and the first watch she got me, it was actually it was called a Swole watch. It was $199, so it was under that $200 mark.
I remember that one.
I actually you're the one that actually sent me the Facebook
I loved it.
post, and I still have that watch to today. It's probably my favorite watch. Again, it was only $199. It had a huge face, had camouflage, white and gray, and it's just a nice looking watch. I like that watch also because the company went out of business. You can't get them anymore, and it's something that not many people have. Well, maybe because it's only $200, but to me, that watch was like, yeah, I love that. I would show it off like I show it off like it was a Rolex, and it's $200. But again, it's not the watch that matters; it's what the meaning that matters.
Sure, absolutely.
So, and I think that was important to me at that time. And I thought this Breitling was the best thing since sliced bread when I got that. And then as that grew, then we kind of went into kind of our other watches. I started learning about watches and what's nice and what's not, and what I actually liked as I seen more and more of the watches. So let's get into the Navitimer would have been the second watch that I got there.
All right, so walk us through the Navitimer here.
Okay, so the Navitimer, Breitling Navitimer, I wanted like a blacked out watch. I was kind of like in the blacked out things. I had a blacked out car. It was a BMW M6 convertible. It was black on black, and I wanted a watch to match that black on black. So this was it. This is like my dream watch. I couldn't get it anywhere. And all of a sudden, somehow, my wife is able to find things that can't be found. She found this for me, and there we are.
Now, do you find yourself evolving watch-wise? So, like when you started out, so when you had the $100, $200 watches, awesome. But then when you started to look for the more expensive ones, what are some of your preferences or your tastes that you started to go? Obviously, you're a bigger dude. You got big wrists, so you get chunkier watches. Right. Is that something you stay with, or is that something that what kind of tastes have evolved over time?
Gotcha. So I think the size of the face to fit my wrist, I kind of do want a bigger face, but I'm not opposed to the smaller faces, as long as it has some kind of uniqueness to it. I feel like if you have a uniqueness to it, still kind of sets it off. I also like things to match.
Okay.
So
if you're wearing black for the day, you wear with the blacked out watch.
Absolutely.
Right? Or the black car.
Or the cars. Yeah. So I think the green's kind of hard. That's why my wife got me this.
This is an interesting
my dream car.
Here. All right, so walk us through the story here. So it's a Louis Vuitton watch.
Yep.
Walk us through the story on this one.
So this watch, again, was a Christmas present.
Okay.
I had just got my dream car in a color I never thought I would get, but I got it and I loved it.
What color is that? Just out of that curiosity.
It's a Verde Manus Lamborghini.
Layman's terms. What color is that?
It's like a green. It's like a lime green, not even a green. So a lot of people, it goes either way. It's either you hate the color, you hate the car, it's ugly, or you love the color, you can't have anything else. And I think what happened is I fell into, once I had that car, I really didn't see any other color. So I think that green color kind of stuck on me. And it kind of works for me anyway.
It's awesome. It fits your personality. It fits you too. Like,
I appreciate that.
And it fits your design cues too. I think Showcase is known for over the top, like opulent, creative, very eye-catching design work. So, I think it's probably just like your heart just kind of pouring out into the things that you have.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Very well put too.
That's it. That's very elegant. That's very elegant for you.
I like it. But yeah, this watch pretty cool. I wear it on rare occasion. And my only Louis Vuitton watch. My wife got it for me.
Yeah. Hey, so you must have an amazing wife.
Yes, I do.
So far, we're 3 for 3 on watches that your wife has picked up for you.
Oh yeah.
Good woman there.
Absolutely. Well, I can tell you.
Plus the swole one.
Yeah.
The swole one I purchased actually but it was for me. But I went to Rolex, see what it was all about. It's kind of like, you want to take it off there?
Yeah.
So the Rolex.
So it's the GMT.
It's a GMT black out and then the stainless on the outside. I thought it was a classy looking Rolex.
Yeah.
Traditional, simple design. And I like it. It's a smaller face. But the Rolex to me is, kind of like a status symbol piece to me.
Yeah. Like it is to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, it kind of says like, hey, if you have it, like you want to try to find something. But again, going with your uniqueness, this one is a black on black face for it.
Yep.
So for a lot of times the GMT Master 2s are not, like a lot of times they'll be Pepsi colored,
Absolutely.
or they'll be the Batman or the Batgirl.
Yes.
They have a lot of carnations of them that have all the nicknames of them, but
Yeah.
the black on
The
black,
classy-
it's asleep.
The classy black on black is, it's timeless.
It's almost anti-you.
It's
Or maybe
the
it's all part of the evolution of you.
Absolutely.
We've gone from the Johnny Cash black on black to now Hulk green.
Which is awesome.
So, what when you have the number of watches that you have in your collection, what watch would you like to own? Like, what do you see on the forefront of like your next purchase of a watch? Like, what do you have your eye on now?
The best right now would be a Patek Philippe.
Okay.
I don't know which one I want exactly. I'm still.
Would you go like a
researching.
Nautilus, or would you go?
I like the Nautilus design. I think that's probably the top design.
Yeah.
But I want to look at what they have coming up and seeing what it is that's going to be my style and fit my style, and that'll be the watch I get. That'll be the next watch.
It's got to be a little bit unique. I feel like it can't be just the regular Nautilus that everybody else has.
Not the same one that everybody. Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you're going to watch one of those, you might as well just get the one you want and be done
Yeah.
with it.
Now, do you have any gold watches? Would you go gold, like a gold and a green face type, or would
I
you?
like that.
I was going to say that kind of fits.
Yes. Well, I am ordering. Here's the issue. So I am ordering new cars, and they
Okay.
are different colors. So my new color, because again, I don't know if you know, all my cars, and you know me for a while, but
Yeah.
all my cars went from all white, right? It was a white Corvette, 2015, a white Escalade, 2015, and I had a white truck, right? Then I went to black Navigator, black M6, and then we switched over. Where we go after that? I think she went a little crazy. She went blue BMW, and I went green.
Yes.
And so my green Lambo, and then my other favorite car was the Dodge Viper.
Okay.
As a kid, I'm like, oh my god, it's a beautiful car. It's just a mean looking car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was green. So now I got a green Viper, and I got a green Lambo. But then I started switching. So now I got the 2023 C8 blue Corvette.
Awesome.
And then I got, I'm getting rid of the other ones, but I ordered a blue Lambo, and I should.
So you're kind of shifting to blue now.
Yeah, blue's a new color.
I like
The
it.
next couple of years.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though when I went up to pick out the new Lamborghini Technica, which I won't have that for about 2 years, I think. That's when production will be ready. Of course, they had it in my green color. Not my exact green, but it was a little off. And Jen's like, you can't get this green. I said, I want it. And she says, no one's going to know you even got a new car. I said, who cares about that?
It's not for anybody else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So she talked me out of the green. However, I am excited for the blue.
Yeah, it's going to be different. Everybody's going to know you have a different car now.
Yeah.
Too. Like,
Absolutely.
plus a reason to get another watch.
There you go.
Definitely.
Right. Well, Sam, thanks for coming on Coffee and Clocks. It was great diving into getting to know you, Showcase, and learning about some of your timepieces here. Until next time, Omar Din and Tom Cassidy. See you next time. Welcome back to Coffee and Clocks, the show that finds out what makes people tick and the time. That sentence doesn't make
The
sense.
show that wastes all your time. This yours?
Yeah.
I like it. Don't fuck up the table.
Yeah.
Please.
Coffee and Clocks, the show where we find out what makes people tick and also learn about their watches.
What may I get you tonight? I've been told I'm the best bartender from Timbuktu to Portland. So please, step up to the bar and I'll serve you what is likely to be the best beverage you've ever had. And your last.